Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center here, 7150 Indianapolis Boulevard. And again, to 1 Million Cups. I'm your host, Sam Michael. Every Wednesday, 9:15 to 10 o'clock, we have this program here inside the CMAC building where basically we talk to folks who are entrepreneurs, folks who want to get out in the business world and really get their products known. And we have another interesting presenter today, and we will get to know him in just a second. First, we want to thank Coffee Cabin and Nana'sSweetsBakery.com for always providing the treats here. So that's more incentive to come out if you want to come out here. And again, it's 9:15 to 10 every single Wednesday here, 7150 Indianapolis Boulevard. Have you ever tried to install a faucet? If yes, wish you could have done so without the awkwardness of laying on your back? Well, James P. Wheatman has a patented plumbing innovation that saves time and makes faucet installation easy for just about everyone, especially plumbers and do-it-yourselfers. Founded in January 2018, James P. Wheatman has the Faucet Installers.
Thank you. These pictures here.
Yeah, you can. Hello, how about we clap? How about we clap?
Hello.
There we go.
You can look at this visual here. This is what it is. This is a unit. That's a unit. Together, it's a pair, and these are made out of plastic. Polypropylene is a little higher grade plastic, and it sells for about 70 cents to $1 a pound. That's all. And this here, you know, a pound is probably about 3 or 4 or 5 of these, and they sell for about $10 a unit. Easy. This here, this is a basin wrench. These pictures are going to keep flashing, but you can see here, that's where you got to get to. You see, to install a faucet, you got to get in there and go way up in there. And that's why this is long. So this, your basin, your sink bowl, see, this will get in there and get to it. This is what they sell in the store now. This is it. This is all you have. In your back, your strength. You're up in there and you got rust in your eyes, water, cobwebs, and a bunch of stuff in your cabinets. You know, canned goods, soap. You got to move all that out of there every time. This one here, you walk in there, and this is upside down, obviously, but you walk in there, loosen that nut, and you slide this tube off, and that faucet comes right out of the sink. Under a minute. Put this back on your new faucet, slide it in. This part here stays on the faucet. I don't want to take it apart right now, but I will. And then you just slide this tube off, and you just stick it right back in your sink. And it's down here where you can get to it. This is your sink depth here, standard, is 6 inches. See? You just open up your cabinet and go. Anybody can do that. Anybody in here can do that. All you're doing is taking off this nut. Unscrew it, and this slides off, and that faucet will come right out of there. If it's double handle and single handle faucets, this is a double handle faucet. This is an adapter. That's what you're on your single handle faucet. And there's all kinds of parts in the stores that you could use to adapt to this. I mean, if you had to. And it's patented. And it's patented because, not because of just this. That's not patented. I mean, that like this, it's not a patentable thing. It's a nut. When you put all these three together as a unit, that's a patent. Because the method of installing a faucet, I call it Faucet Installers, because they're doing all the work. This here. That price for that, to go buy one of these in the store nowadays, this is $20. This is $20, and that'll last you forever. And you're not getting on your back. And I know there's a lot of people that they won't do this. I don't like it. It causes fights when my other half there says, you got to install a faucet in my property. You're down there. I've seen plumbers down there doing it, yelling. It's hard. It's hard to get up in there. This is 9 inches. This is a vanity cabinet, that one there. And that's what you got, 9 inches. You know, how are you going to lay on your back? You got to be on your side now. And then you're doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard. That's 9 inches. That's a vanity cabinet in my house. And you got to get back in here. And this is a kitchen cabinet. See, you got to get back in there. That's the sink bowl. You've got your drain pipes and everything in the way, you know. And then you see you got to get up in here. That's where you use this. And a lot of times I would take a sink out before I'd go in there and get that faucet out. I'd take them, like your bathroom sinks, you can just pry them up and then recaulk them. Just get that faucet out because I don't want to get in that little cabinet. No, plumbers won't do that. They will never do that. They'll go to the trouble to... Now, this used to fit also widespread faucets, if you guys know what that is. A widespread is where there's a handle here and a handle here, and your spigot, your spout is in the center. They're separated. That's why they call it widespread. It used to fit that. Now the manufacturers changed the design of it. because their water lines, they got sued. So they changed that. But anyway, this is a real quick way to install a faucet. And I know probably a lot of people in here haven't never even got close to installing a faucet. I talked to this gentleman here. He says he doesn't want to really talk about it too much. What he did, what he was doing a faucet. And it can be, every time I've done a faucet, let me tell you, it's different every time. Either there's something in the way, like a sink clip, or you're having a hard time getting it off, or you can't get in there. Or if you have like a water or disposal garbage, it brings that drain line, that one here, see, that brings that down, you know. And now some sinks, this is a standard size 6, but there are different ones. People, it's pretty common now that they put in, they take that one out and they put a ceramic deeper bowl sink. Some of them could go to like 14 inches deep, so it would be double this. So what you do is you take this off of here and put it on here. And then you got a longer extension. This is an extension. Now, people have been trying to do this for over 50 years, figure out a way to do this. Over 50 years. This basin wrench is 1939. It was patented. Okay, so in between 1920, when you first started getting plumbing into the house, and 1939, they developed the double handle faucet first, and then later on they come up with the single handle faucet, which, and for all that 50 years, nobody's figured out how to do it. And let me tell you, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of patents on ways to install faucets easier. New nuts, quick change nuts, fancy wrenches. But let me tell you, you can have all the wrenches and all the fancy nuts you have, but you'll still be laying on your back. This is the only patent in 50 years that helps you to not lay on your back. That's it. And, you know, for $20, you can install your faucet. You can do it. You're going to have to get in there and get the old one out, and I'm not going to come and help you. So you have to get somebody else to do it. You get your plumber to do it, buy these, and put your faucet back in yourself. That's all you got to do. But it is hard. It's hard, and you can hurt yourself. I've pulled muscles in my back, taking out faucets, you know. And some guy invented a pillow, you know, to put on your cabinet. That's 30 inches up there you got to reach, you know. That's about my length of my hand, you know, reaching. So they invented a pillow so you don't hurt your back on that cabinet, you know, which that's just another way of having something you're still laying on your back. I mean, I showed this to a big company. I don't want to name their name. Now they said, it's not that it's not a good idea, but we invent within. That's the way they are. All of them, the manufacturers, the big ones, which I would need a big one. 25 million faucets are sold each year to residential homes. 25 million each year. That's residential. You still have commercial faucets, you know, like in big resorts, hotels, motels. There's probably another 25 million. And at that, you know, going looking at it like that, you're about 500 million right now of faucets. I'm just roughly guessing of 500 million faucets, you know, that are probably, because you got over 225 million homes. So you figure there's 2 faucets in each house. But I'll bet you half of the people in here got 5 or more faucets in their house. I have 3, and it's just a duplex. There's 3 in a duplex. I got a 2-story duplex. 3 faucets. So you figure that 225 million, you double it, you're almost at to 500 million there. And if everybody has 5 faucets in their house, you're getting real close to 1 billion. And that's a rough estimate. It's very rough. I'll bet you it's probably, okay, so you're saying 1 billion faucets. Eventually somebody's going to buy that. And if you're making $1 or $2 off of it, which you're going to make more than that off of this. If I sold this, I could probably get the $10 for the one. This side here would go to the store and the investor. That other $10, they'd have to, you know. Stores are like 30%, I believe. Some of them are. I don't know. And I checked on your hardware stores, 7 stores. They have 30,360 locations in the United States, some in Canada, some in Mexico. So you're talking, there's a lot of stores. Just stocking the store, I could probably sit home and watch TV, just making that money. Just stocking one store. One store has 5,000 locations. One store. Now, I'm not going to name their names, but one store. And I'd already showed it to him. He said, get a manufacturer. That's what he told me. He didn't say he liked it. He said, get yourself a manufacturer. What can I tell you? And it's easy. I know this guy. He's ready to install his faucet right now. He is. Look at him. He's shaking his head. Yeah, I'll do it. Any questions?
Thank you, Jim. How about a round of applause first for Jim for his presentation?
See this? This would be it. You just go into your kitchen and take this and unloosen it, and then this comes off. See, like that. Just a tube spacer. I call it an extension tube. Now all I have to do is pull it out. See, just this little cardboard was holding this in there. Then you see that's going to work. You know, this is actually holding that cardboard and everything right there, just by having it like that. See, I got the nuts off, so it's not working, but this side here is holding on. See, when you just tighten this up, it pulls down on this here, and it pulls the faucet down. See, it makes it tight. That pressure. It'd be the same thing as doing it like this. This is how they actually do it right here, but you can't get to it. So I brought it down here. That's it. It's pretty simple.
So tell everybody what the product itself that would be in the stores. What is that made out of? Just tell everybody what just simple bolts and metal pipe. Yeah, that's just it would be just plastic. Just plastic, okay. Polypropylene they call it. Okay. It's a fancy plastic, and it's the heat. You know, it takes the heat because you have a water heater that goes up to 200 and some degrees. Here's your adapter. So you would have this and this, two of these, and two of these in a bag. You know, just like that in a bag. Then you'd have two of these in a separate bag, and two washers in a separate bag. So all you'd have to do is go in there and you could do with your eyes closed, grab this, and then say, what do I have? A single handle or a double handle faucet. And then you grab the bag, either a washer or an adapter. And you got it. And you're done. And it's $20 plus tax. And then you can get a plumber to take the old one out and you can put the new one in. And then if it breaks down another 20 years or leaks, go get a new faucet. Bob Hanley's got a question for you real quick here.
Okay, James, when you started, I was like, oh man, I should have gone through a presentation or two with you before you came up here. But you actually did come around and you talked about the market size, you talked about, the costs and stuff to produce it. The one thing you neglected, and I will say this, you say, a lot. You say,
No.
And honestly, I'm sitting out there, I'm like, no, I don't fucking know. Sorry.
Well, how many people do? How many people do know though about plumbing? I mean, not too many.
So all I wanted to say was you need to introduce yourself as an expert, and you need to introduce yourself and tell them what you do, so you know how many of these that you do on a regular basis. So didn't you tell me that you were maintenance in an apartment complex? And
I do maintenance for my wife.
Okay. Yeah.
She has a couple places, and I do it. When she has something wrong, I fix everything. I'm an all-round guy. I do everything, but I won't get on the roof because I know how to do it, and I hate it. It's hard on your knees. But I fix plumbing, water heaters, take out sinks. I used to be a custom cabinet maker. That's how I first realized that this was a problem, because I had to take it out, on the basis of installing cabinets. And I used to make custom cabinets all the time. I mean, all kinds of European-style cabinets. I worked on edge banders, sliding table saws, boring machines. And this is where I came up with this. This is a problem. Sinks, getting around a sink is a problem. And everybody has a problem with this. Everybody.
James, I will tell you, I think you're pretty far along the path already, because you've got your conceptual prototype already, and I think we could probably do a fairly quick prototype for you out of plastic so you can start showing. Yeah, I'm looking at RJ right now. RJ is our design and development technician here, so he can actually help you get that 3D printed so you have a functional, market-ready prototype to take to people. Price, as far as price is concerned, I hope Ken has the same question, but where did you arrive at $20?
Well, I figured that one unit like this would be something that somebody would buy for $10 and $20 for both. I mean, because if you're going to buy a basin wrench, you're going to be laying on your back. And then you got a basin wrench, and you're always going to be laying on your back. This here, for $20, it's going to last you probably a long time. That polypropylene is pretty heavy-duty stuff. And it's compared to metal, it's probably about the same. So I think that it's a fair price that somebody's going to buy that. That's a fair price. I mean,
What does something like that cost for a plumber to come out and do?
oh, well, depends on what he wants to charge, but I think it's $75 just to come out. And, well, maybe more than that. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
And,
plus the labor and all that?
It might be like more. Yeah, then you got another hour. Labor costs probably $100 or whatever they are, depending on what they have to do. You know, it's expensive.
So you mentioned how easy this is. Just kind of show everybody, maybe, or explain it verbally, what the process is again, kind of step by step of after you're, like you mentioned, you might have to have a plumber come out and remove the initial piping and stuff.
Yeah.
But once that's off, how simple is it?
Well, all you got to do is take your faucet. You know, there'll be a lip in here. There's a lip in here to put the washer in there so it doesn't leak because you got water going through there. You screw this on there about 3/4 of an inch by hand tight. Then you take a crescent wrench. Of course, your faucet's going to be out of here, okay? It's going to be out here. I'll take it apart for you. Show you the whole thing here. Remember now, this is just cardboard, so this isn't the real thing. I got this one tight. That one's awful tight. Okay. So if you take this off, this is just your sink basin, your sink bowl here. See, this is the bowl, showing you how, you know, you can get into it. This is the holes, the standard stuff. That's a standard sink. So then you go on here. This is all you have to know how to do is screw something on. See, and it stops, about 3/4 of an inch. So then you have this. See, and that stays on there all the time. Now you need to tighten this with a crescent wrench. Tighten it tight, because that's going to be in there for a long time. So now all you got to do, say you're in your kitchen, all you got to do is place it in your sink. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's easy so far, right? Now this is your stopper. This stops the nut so it stays down here where you can get to it. You put these on, you're down there in front of your cabinet now. See, like that. You're not laying on your back. You know, you could be on your knees maybe if you want to be. Or just reach in. And now see, that stops that. Once you put the nuts on there, that stops that faucet from coming out. When you tighten this here, when you tighten it with that nut, it pulls down on that faucet, see? And it tightens that faucet. It'd be just like having it up here. The nut, this is how it is before, see? All I'm doing is bringing the nut down here. That's all I'm doing. And then you just take this off. Take your faucet out. It's that simple.
So you mentioned your background, obviously, in do-it-yourself or fixing stuff, right? Helping out around the apartment, being the maintenance man, whatever.
Yeah, I learned how to do a lot of stuff when I was a custom cabinet maker. Because
Sure.
you're inside homes, and you got contractors there, and I'm the type of guy who goes around asking questions, what are you doing? Or
Right.
I watch them.
So being in that line of work, you know,
I learned how to do electricity, plumbing, and everything.
is that what gave you the idea? Just saying, okay, this needs to be easier?
I knew it was hard at the time because nobody ever wanted to do it. We'd all have to say, you do it today, or you get down there and do it today. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I just knew it was hard, but I wasn't an inventor at the time. That was a long time ago. But working at her, that's where I found out how to do this. That's where I invented it. I first wanted to make the basin wrench better, you know, just like everybody else. I'm going to make the best tool there is. Well, then I realized that that's not the way to go. This is the, you know, bringing the nut. I was laying on my back, and I saw that nut was way up there. And I said, what if I brought that down? And that's created that. That's how it started.
Anybody else have any questions for Jim? Ken? Yeah, go ahead.
Of course I do, right? Hi, Jim.
Hi.
I'm Ken Gonzalez. I work for the Indiana Small Business Development.
Right.
And I like your product. I think that it is a do-it-yourselfer, time saver for a lot of us who are repairing our own stuff. My question is more about commercializing your product and getting it into the market. I think where do you see yourself needing to go in the future to get this manufactured? What do you have to do? Working with Mont here at CMAX sounds like something's brewing there, which is good. But also, to get it into distribution, right?
Right.
I know you're
It's
talking
hard.
about resale or companies like Ace or ACO,
Exactly.
things like that. But you know, what's your vision? How are you going to get that out into distribution? And have you even considered selling on the web?
Yeah, all those are options. I'm interested in making a prototype right now, and I have two companies that asked for prototypes already. Smaller companies, manufacturers. One's in California and one's in Texas. The guy in California has a store on the East Coast also. They asked for prototypes before, but I had no way of getting it. You know, they're expensive and they're hard to find. So my patent attorney told me to come talk to Mont, and that's why I'm here. So I'm thinking about sending it to them, the prototypes, and see if they do it. And I could take that money and invest it in some equipment, but this stuff is expensive. I really need an investor that really wants to make some money, because there's a lot of money to be made here. And it's something that I think will sell, because I've never had anybody say that that's just a dumb idea. Nobody said that. Everybody likes this thing.
Why did not the faucet manufacturers build that extension into it originally, or why have other patents failed or systems failed?
Nobody's ever thought about moving the nut down. I've searched, the whole world's been searched for that. And nobody has that idea. To move the nut down. That was it. They have extensions. They have extensions. All these parts are something that's sold in the store. You can get a spacer, you can get a nut, you can get an extension. But nobody's ever thought about, hey, the real problem is the nut's way up here. We can't get to it, you know. They have these extensions. They use them to make it easy for you to get the hose, your water line here. They extend it down so you can get it on there easy. But what about the nut, you know? And that's where I came up with the idea. Bring it down. And it's a simple idea, I have to say. There's nothing hard about it. It's just the thought.
Anybody else have any questions for Jim before we wrap up here? All right, Jim, thank you very much. Very interesting. I think this will be something people can get a prototype made, obviously, for you and get things rolling in the right direction. How about a round of applause for Jim as we wrap up here? And next week, we'll have a couple of presenters. That'll be the 21st. Ground Guide Medical. Jesus de la Cruz will be presenting a product that combines a rollator and a wheelchair into one device, though I am told that he may change the date on that, so we'll see. We might have two. Love Dots, Davida Magruder will be presenting a simple labeling system to assist the disabled with everyday tasks. That's next week. Again, thank you to Coffee Cabin and NanaSweetsBakery.com. This is every week, 9:15 to 10 o'clock. 1 million cups, and we will see you at the same time next Wednesday here inside the CMEX Center. And until then, from all the folks with 1 million cups, I'm Sam Michael.